Hello, my name is Liz Ashley and welcome to my channel. Today, before we get into things, I just wanted to say hello. Thank you for watching, and if you want to support my channel, please like, subscribe, turn on post notifications, become a member, all the things. I am working on a content plan for members. Now, we're going to talk about TYT. I have not watched this video yet, but the Vanguard came out with a video, and it's about TYT calling out the majority report again, which I do not know why they keep doing. I don't understand it. It doesn't make any sense, but they keep doing it because they are, God, I don't know what they're doing, man.
Somebody wrote it. I'll address it.
I'll address it. He acts like he doesn't want to. I think he does. Because he knows it's going to get him clicks. Okay.
Anyway, Cuckoo's Nest wrote in on Super Chat. Tuning in late, but the majority report has done a tremendous job reporting the genocide, including the ground interviews. Can you two please reconcile? So, brother...
Sweet. So, we were actually hanging out in New York a few weeks ago. Was it maybe a week and 10 days ago with some low-rent grifters, Matt Leck, and Emma Vigeland. And, maybe word got back to Cenk because he's been extra malty. He's been extra spicy. He's been extra butthurt. We're going to talk about the Hassan GQ story. I imagine that added insult to injury as the most jealous and envious uncle on planet Earth, but they weigh in.
Oh, Cenk's exasperation. Yeah, no, I think it's so funny because they're like, oh, I guess I'm gonna talk about it, but I'm like, you want to talk about it. I know you want to talk about it because it gets people like the Vanguard reacting to it, and then you get clicks, and then you get engagement, and it's like they act like they just don't want to talk about it, or they're just like, oh, this thing. But I'm like, you do because you revel in it and you bring it up a lot. So no, they do want to talk about it.
Going to finally reconcile with the majority report over at the Young Turks.
Yeah, you think that maybe they would take the opportunity now to be like, you know what? Let's all move on. We got to reunite as a movement or whatever. Let's see, Zach. Will they take the opportunity to be the bigger people, to break bread, to squash the beef?
Never in a million years. They are never gonna do that. I already know Cenk's not gonna do that.
Or not. Who knows? I'm sure you've already seen the headline of our live stream, so spoiler alert. Let's take a watch.
Somebody wrote it. I'll address it.
I just can't get over that. I'll address it. You're reading the comment, man.
Anyway, Cuckoo's Nest wrote in on Super Chat. Tuning in late, but the majority report has done a tremendous job reporting the genocide, including the ground interviews. Can you two please reconcile? So, brother, I appreciate you wanting that, and if they did a good job, terrific. I'm happy to have it, right? But can you please ask them instead of us?
I'm sorry if that was loud. Oh my God, that's really funny. That's really funny because they actually didn't want to talk about this for months. For months, they would not touch the Anna and Cenk situation, okay? And there was times when Emma would say something after Anna was like the birthing person shit. Then she was like, well, I don't agree. Or she's like, I think that's harmful. I think it's harmful what Anna's doing. But she was very cordial and she was very nice. Okay. Emma was so cordial. Emma was so nice. And then they just started going after them. Anna went off on Emma and started getting personal, literally on TYT, live on TYT. Cenk called Sam Cedar a grifter, which is insane, which is the most insane thing I've ever heard in my life. This man goes to the dork conference and shit. If this man didn't actually care about what he was doing, I just, you know what I'm saying? Okay, come on. Come on. Cenk is over here always trying to talk to like Charlie Kirk. He's always talking about the drama, always calling people out. Like Sam tries to stay away from that stuff as much as possible. And he talks about real issues every day and interviews journalists and interviews people that like have knowledge around this stuff every day. Okay. Like, this is so insane to act like Sam's a grifter and act like it's their fault. It is not their fault. And Emma, no, they're totally different people. But Emma in this, like, not in the GQ article, that was just for Hassan, but there was another article about like progressives and the left and everything like that. And Emma kind of called Cenk out in that. Emma kind of read him to filth, so, which he deserved. Emma was on Crystal and Kyle and Friends today talking with Crystal. Oh, I saw that. I'll have to watch that. Maybe we'll react to that on Monday. Yeah, I saw that. And well, that's two other people that just like read him for filth, was Crystal and Kyle. Emma was spot on in that article. She was spot on, and she called him out. And they deserve to be called out. Okay, they deserve to be called out. And Sam and Emma were very quiet until they started like being belligerent on their freaking show, and like kind of getting into like Anna getting into personal matters and personal shit with Emma. Like, it wasn't until then that they actually started like kind of responding. But before that, they tried their hardest not to respond. So I like, because they are serious people, and Cenk and Anna just like are not at all, and I just don't think they legit care about really anything, but whatever. On their show and on the timeline in the middle of the night. Yes, literally Anna was up at like God knows when in the morning tweeting at, like, I remember this whole saga and just like living through it and like reacting to it, and it's just like Cenk and Anna have such a warped view of what happened. They have erased whole chunks of the timeline in their minds, I think, because in the very beginning they were being so belligerent. Okay, they were calling out every single leftist. They were talking about them all over the timeline at ungodly hours of the night. That's all they were doing. They were going like literally after every single leftist on the internet, okay? And so for them to sit here and be like, oh, they should apologize to us is wild. That is a wild rewriting of history. Wild. Like, that's insane. That's insane, because I remember when you were chumming it up with Charlie Kirk while going after people like Emma and Sam and Mike Figueredo and Lance and all these other people. You were going after them like they were just like your worst enemies, and then you were being all chummy with Charlie Kirk. I remember that. I know some people might not, now that they're starting to like fight back a little bit more, but in like a right-wing way. I remember that shit, okay? Like, I remember that shit.
Like, I didn't analogize Sam to a Nazi. He analogized me to a Nazi.
No one, he keeps saying that, and I'm not really sure where he got that from, because I don't remember that happening at all. He keeps saying that. He's like, they called me a Nazi. No one called you a Nazi. No one. Maybe someone said that you were excusing them. Maybe someone said that they're in your circle now. I don't know. That you were chumming it up with them. You're at the same dinner table as them. I don't know. I think that says a lot about you and your character. But no one called you a Nazi, Cenk.
You called him a low-rent grifter on Thanksgiving with your nephew well before that Nazi allegation did not happen.
Yes.
And also, that was not even what happened. We reviewed the clip at the time. Sam Cedar
Yes.
did not call Cenk Uygur a Nazi. He said that something that Trump did was Nazi-esque, and that people who defend it are basically defending Nazi-esque things, which
Yes.
is true. But he
Yes.
didn't call Cenk a Nazi. No.
Exactly. Yes. Exactly. It's just like conservatives. When you tell them, and I try to get this to some people, I'm like, your ideology is almost one for one of the Nazis. It is. It is. Like, Like the things that Trump has said, like some of them are one for one. Like Trump has quoted Hitler before. Like, no, it is. So not saying you're a Nazi, but you're willing to excuse it, or you believe it, or whatever, and there's like that saying, a lot of people have been using it against Taylor Swift, but that saying where it's like, if you're at a dinner table with Nazis, like you might as well, or you kind of are one, or you might as well be one. So I think that's why Cenk is like saying, well, he said that, I defended Trump, or I thought it was, I thought this was good or whatever. And he said that was Nazi-esque, and anyone who defended it is Nazi-esque. So he called me a Nazi. No, he didn't call you a Nazi, but I do think that says a lot. That says a lot about who you are, what you're willing to excuse, and that says a lot about how far you have fallen, because you used to call Trump a Nazi, and you used to say the same shit, and now you're defending it, and it's like, okay, well, you were back then. I feel like they're starting to like push back on Trump a little bit more now, but I think it's just them trying to save their ass, because they obviously have no problem going literally after literally everyone in the left and saying that, telling people that this is Nazi shit is not helpful. Okay, well, I'm going to call it what it is. This shit that's happening in America is Nazi shit. Okay? You used to say it. Now you're too scared. I missed the Vanguard stream today. They covered my clips of Cenk talking about his new sponsor chapter, a Vivek Ramaswamy, JD Vance, Peter Thiel Medicare startup. No way. Oh, see, and that's the other reason why I don't trust Cenk, because he just he doesn't care. Like, he's in bed with a lot of these really wealthy people, like the whole poly market thing. And then he got money from a billionaire. Like, that's what I'm saying. Like, I know Hassan has said that it's not about the money. God, I think it is. Like, I think a part of it is. I know, and I don't know Cenk. I'm not in his family. I'm not, I'm being parasocial, or I'm guessing. I don't know. But like, from the outside looking in, it really does look like it's a lot about money. It really does. It really does.
Completely fucking ridiculous slander. Yeah, so stupid.
We didn't call them right-wingers. They called us right-wingers. We didn't lie about them.
You literally called them low-rent grifters.
Yeah.
They lied about us. So, like, it's weird for the person who got attacked. What am I supposed to go and grovel to them or something? No. I mean, that's insane, right? Like, if they are good faith and they go, hey, our bad.
Also,
obviously,
our bad. The only way.
Our bad. What did they do, Cenk? They called you out because you needed to be called out.
As if they preface it by saying, our bad. Come on here and we'll apologize to you. No, they offered to fucking debate you, bro. This isn't how it works. They don't owe you anything. They don't have to treat you with some level of like phony respect if they don't want to. They're your fucking colleagues that have every right to voice disagreements. That's the whole point of this space, is making fucking videos and giving your opinions. Yeah.
Well, and I think Cenk really thinks that people, like, he thinks a lot of people on the left, like, owe him something. Like, he really thinks that. And I think that's why that's why he has a lot of resentment to people on the left, is because he thinks, and it's a lot like Donald Trump. It's a lot like other people I know who are, like, very, narcissistic, and nothing is ever their fault. And, a lot of them are men. Sorry. I'm thinking of like two specific people in my life that act just like this. I don't want to say who they are, but I have dealt with people like this in my life. And so it's like, they think that you owe them something. They think that you need to like bend down and kiss the ring, and like you owe them something. And because he started TYT, and because it was like the biggest progressive show or whatever, for a while, he employed a lot of people who are now, their own creators. He employed Emma. He thinks that everyone just like owes him something, that the online left owes him something. And now he's resentful because people are like, F you, we don't owe you anything. And so I think that's actually where a lot of this stems from, is his ego. And he doesn't like that people are calling him out for valid reasons, because he can't put up this, he can't hide the fact of where money is coming from. He can't hide it anymore. He can't hide that obviously a lot of the progressive views he said he had or has, he doesn't. And so, yeah, I mean, he just doesn't like the hit to his ego. Saying Jake's ego is huge. Yeah, no, it is. And like, I've dealt with people like this where, they literally screw you over. And then in the process of them screwing you over, they're mad at you because it's your fault that they're screwing you over. Oh, what? What? Like, literally. Like, yeah. And then there's someone, that same person, I'm not going to say who it is, but that same person, I like laughed at them because they were like yelling at everyone. And I knew that like laughing at them would be the most, like, that would hurt their ego the most, because I knew everybody else arguing with them just like helped him, like, just kind of fueled it, really. And so instead, I just laughed at him. And it made him so mad. Okay. I can't say who it is, but it's someone that like owned this like nonprofit thing. And yeah. Yeah. Anyway, this is probably so stupid because you don't know the story, and so it's like stupid. But anyway, we're gonna listen to this. Okay.
They had an opinion that was different than yours. They don't have to fucking grovel. They don't have to apologize. They don't have to say our bad. And they challenge you to a debate. What's condescending about that? Saying, hey, let's talk about this area that we disagree. Clearly you're butthurt. Clearly you're offended by the fact that I've had to bring you up a few times because of the stupid shit you said.
Yeah.
Come on my show.
The harmful shit he said. Like, there's also been like a lot of harmful shit that they've both said.
Fucking debate. I'll say it to your face. That's what Sam and Emma have done.
Yeah, you know what? I've been thinking about this a lot, right? And I've started to realize why Cenk is perfectly happy to go on Tucker Carlson's show and launder his, reputation. Why he's perfectly happy to go all over right-wing media. They'll constantly tweet out fawning things about Marjorie Taylor Greene, etc. And I really think it comes back to Cenk's greed and his business instincts, right? He sees Emma and Sam and all these other, Kyle Kalinske, Mike Figueredo, David Doles, Lance from the Surf. He sees them all as left-wing competition. So he was happy to collaborate with them.
Okay, I actually haven't thought about it from this point of view yet. And that's actually a very interesting point, actually, that he sees them as competition. And so he's willing to shit talk them. And he's willing to do that to kind of get the upper hand, or thinks that he gets the upper hand. That is a great point. I never thought about that because I guess I feel like, I don't know. I guess just on the leftist sphere of like online, especially like leftists and not like liberals, but like leftists, I feel like there's like, I do think there's a good chunk of creators, but I feel like it's such like, there's like the circle, there's like a group of creators that are, that are leftist online. And I guess I don't see it like that. And like, I don't think I'm not a part, like I am a leftist creator, but I'm not like a part of that because I'm just a very small little bean channel. I'm just very small. But when I think about people like Lance or Mike Figueredo or like the Vanguard or Kyle Kalinske or any of these people, they all collaborate with each other. They all help each other out. Like they all like go on each other's channels and react to each other and like stuff like that. And so I guess I have never seen it as like a competition thing, but I think he's right. I think Cenk probably does see it as competition, and that's why he's okay with all of this. That's actually really insane. I never thought about it like that.
Was happy to promote them when they were under the TYT umbrella. He felt like he was their boss.
Yeah.
He felt like he was going to be enriched by them. It was very much like a mafioso mentality. Like you're either with me or you're against me.
Yeah.
Are you part of the left-wing project? That means you're with the Young Turks, and you put, I'm part of the Young TYT broader network, and we'll collaborate on things, and I'll say I'm part of the home of the Young Turks because it kind of satisfied Cenk's fantasy of having a real network, a thriving network of people with all different perspectives and all that going on at once. Now that's been shattered, right? So they are his enemy. Those people are.
That actually makes a lot of sense. This is actually an interesting point of view, and that makes a lot of sense. Okay, UI really think it's about the money. Anna said on Tucker that they lost so many subs and members. Yeah, she did say that, and I do think they have, but I also think they're getting more money from like Polymarket and stuff like that. And so I do think it has to do, I think like it's probably not all money, but I do think that like some of it is money, because now that they don't really have this like home of progressives tagline anymore, I think they took it off their website and stuff, right? They don't really have to stick to these values that they say that they have. But I also think that they've never stuck to those values, because obviously Cenk's a union buster, and you know, he screwed over Hassan, and so like he's screwed over some other people. And so like I do think that Cenk definitely, you know, this is his business and he's going to run it like a business. And if that means he has to take money from people where he might have to maybe change his opinion or not say as much about something, or, you know, have a right-wing framing on something to get that money, I do think that that's something he'd be willing to do. I don't think that would be like against, I think he's a capitalist, so I think he's willing to do that for the money. Jake can only go on right-wing shows nowadays. Occasionally he does Breaking Points. I don't know. Like, has he gone on Breaking Points after they just like totally... well, not Breaking Points. Crystal and Kyle and Friends, they totally just like... They eviscerated him. I don't know if I guess I haven't seen him on Breaking Points. Cenk didn't mind Sam when he was trying to sell his book on The Majority Report. God, I remember that. And it's so funny that like right after that is when like right after his like failed presidential campaign, all of this stuff started going down. Is that a coincidence? I think not.
You know, stealing food out of his mouth. Everybody's competition on the left, right? He doesn't view the right wing as competition business-wise, so he's willing to get all chummy with them. But it's really just a dog guarding his bowl of food. That's what Cenk's doing right now. He's just being a dog that's guarding his bowl of food because he doesn't know how to share, and he's convinced everybody else is trying to take from him.
Yeah, I think they're right.
You want to go back and just listen to this from the beginning almost?
Sure.
I feel like this is such a good clip.
Done a tremendous job reporting the genocide, including the ground interviews. Can you two please reconcile? So, brother, I appreciate you wanting that, and if they did a good job, terrific. I'm happy to have it, right? But
yeah, they're willing to like praise Marjorie Taylor Greene for her views on Palestine, but like the Majority Report, that's just a little too far for him, you know? Jesus Christ. Oh, I keep muting it accidentally.
like, I didn't analogize Sam to a Nazi. He analogized me to a Nazi. We didn't call them right-wingers. They called us right-wingers. We didn't lie about them.
Stop acting like right-wingers. Like, what? Stop hanging out with like, what the fuck? They called us right-wingers. Well, quacks like a duck, maybe it's a duck.
They lied about us. So, like, it's weird for the person who got attacked. What am I supposed to go and grovel to them or something? No. I mean, that's insane, right?
He's so delusional. Who do we think's more delusional, Cenk or Ethan? Do we think Cenk Huger or Ethan Klein is more delusional? Who do you think's more delusional? Oh my god. I got attacked. Okay, bro. I get annoyed that Cenk calls everyone brother. Yeah, honestly, you're right. Ethan, yeah, you're probably right. Ethan probably is yeah, you're probably right. Ethan is more delusional. Because at least Cenk, I think, is like delusional when it comes to like his ego. But I think a lot of the other decisions he makes are because of like, you know, money, or he really isn't as progressive as like, you know, he says or was or whatever. And so like I do think like Like Ethan has just like actually lost his mind. So I think you're right. He lives in a different universe in his own head. God, yeah, honestly.
If they are good faith and they go, hey, our bad. Obviously, you're not right wing. That we lost.
Our bad, dude. No, they were right. They called you out, and it was valid reasons for calling you out. Like, what?
Our minds for a second. So yeah, sure, of course. And you guys are doing great work on XYZ. Terrific. Happy to have it. We're the ones who promoted all of those shows all the time, right? So, but don't ask me.
Yeah, see, he's resentful. He's resentful because he thinks people owe them something, and he's like, I do think they're right that like he also sees them as like competitors now, and they're like his competitors. But I think he's frustrated that they're his competitors because he's like, I helped you once upon a time, and now you don't like me, and now you should be thanking me to even be able to be considered a competitor of mine. I definitely think that's his mentality.
Damn, and I don't get why the person or the show being attacked.
I get they did ask
some sort of.
They did ask Sam. People have asked Sam and Emma, and their response was, yeah, we're more than happy to discuss this on either fucking show.
Yes.
They're more than happy to debate. They literally challenged Jake and Anna to a debate. I think Emma did it on our fucking show. She was like, come on. I'm throwing down the fucking gauntlet. Let's hash this out. And yeah.
But they know they would look so silly because Cenk already made that mistake on Crystal and Kyle and Friends. Like, he went on there and he got eviscerated. They just like, and the reason it doesn't work is because they are now using the same right-wing framing that they used to dispel. And so like when they go on these shows, they just sound crazy because they're literally talking to people who literally have been with them and who have sat with them when they have been there dispelling all of these the right-wing framing on so many issues, and yet now they're using that same right-wing framing against leftists. And so it's like they cannot have a conversation. They cannot sit here and have a debate with Anna and Sam. Anna, oh my god, why do I keep doing that? Emma and Sam. They cannot have a debate with them because if they do, they're gonna look stupid. They're gonna look silly. They're gonna look silly because like they're going to be using the right-wing framing, and they're going to be saying the things that they used to dispel, that they used to prove wrong. And so it's just like, that's why they don't want to do it. And they know that they're going to look silly. They know it's not going to be a good look for them, which is why they're not going to do it.
That's what adults do. It's not that scary.
Yeah, and it's crazy to act like he didn't cast the first dispersion. He did. He was literally sitting with his nephew Hassan on Thanksgiving doing their Thanksgiving stream. He brought up Sam Cedar. He said Sam Cedar's a low rent grifter.
Mm-hmm.
He was like I don't take anything that guy said. That was the first stone. That was the first stone cast.
I might have the clip.
We might have it.
Well, and then remember, Anna went after Emma and was like, "Oh, she, her parents were wealthy and rich. She's just like some rich white girl, blah blah blah, talking about crime and da da da." Like that, like literally, like Anna was starting to talk about like personal shit, and it was just like. It was too far because they were friends. They were actually friends. And then Anna decided to get personal. And I do think that that's when things shifted a bit, because Anna... that's what Anna wants to do. She wants to be vindictive. She wants to be petty, because she doesn't see that this is about her argument, and this is about her I guess ideology change, and she wants to take it so personally. And like now, I just think maybe she's just not a good person. maybe she just never believed any of this, and maybe it was all for money and to be internet famous. I don't know. But like to get so personal with Emma after that being someone who you're like friends with is honestly disgusting. And so, Anna made that decision, and after she made that decision, that's when things did change. And they did start like calling them out, and they started this shit, like not to sound like high school or like, childish, but they did.
We can
pull it up.
Play it in a second, but
she started to take the Salt Queen moniker very seriously. She really did. God, she did. Oh my God. Emma was just attacking Anna's ideas, not Anna's personality. Exactly. But then Anna took it so personally to the point where she literally just started being a mean girl. And yeah, and it's gross. It's like gross to see, honestly. Yeah. Anna was the one who made it personal with Emma. Exactly. She is the one who made it personal with Emma. And then now they want to act like they're victims. And I heard Anna, like right before they started playing it again, I heard Anna starting to chime in. So I'm interested to see what Anna's going to say.
Yeah.
Obligation. Don't they have the obligation? I mean, it's just logic, right? It's simple logic.
No.
That's it. No.
Okay. All right.
God, I hate her so much. God, I hate her so much. Oh, God, I hate her so much.
So
she'll break bread with Tucker Carlson. She'll do her Jillian Michaels appearance.
And then she'll blame the left while she's on there, too. Also, she is so smug. She's so smug, which is why I hate her so much. I can't believe I ever liked her, really. But anyway, like I used to really like Anna, and I think that's why I've come to hate her so much, is because I used to really like her, and like now I just am like, God damn it. Because she's just petty and she's just a mean girl, and like she's just like jealous and vindictive, and it's just like crazy. It's crazy the way she's acting on the internet. But yeah, I don't know. She's willing. She loves to hang out with white supremacists now. That's her crew. So you know, maybe that's just who she is and who she's always been.
On her take, right? She'll sit next to Tommy Lahren. She'll sit next to fucking Ann Coulter and chop it up.
And blame the left the whole time and say the left left her and that they're crazy and blah, 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 all while she's acting like a mean girl over here online. Like, come on, man. Like, they are conservatives. They are right-wingers because they're, like, perpetually the fucking victims.
Coming up with the gals. Oh, but if it's an actual leftist, it's a bridge too far. Fucking crazy.
Yeah, that is so fucking crazy. 100%. And also the way Anna was just being so fucking passive aggressive at the end there, that really proves that she's behind a lot of this shit with the firing of Francesca.
She was totally behind the firing of Francesca. Totally. Oh my God. Like oof. I have a lot of hate for Anna.
With the refusal to engage in a debate with people like Sam and Emma. Because, I don't know, I've always thought it was a little bit weird and suspicious that Cenk is so incapable of just, like, setting up a debate with Sam and Emma. Like, he loves to debate. He loves going on Piers Morgan and shit. I'm like, why can't you just do it with people like that? The way Anna responded there kind of, it to me at least, says that she's the one behind that decision. She's like, no, we're not going to engage with these people, Cenk. We cannot engage with the haters.
No, I think they specifically can't engage with Sam and Emma because I think they know that they would look stupid against them, and I think they know that they would call them out, and I think Emma knows enough of behind the scenes shit, and so does Sam. Sam knows some behind the scenes shit that it could probably damage their reputation even more, because there are things that like Sam and Emma have said about like what was going on behind the scenes, and because it was like Sam and Cenk, and they met with like the people of like YouTube or something, and I forgot what it was, but Sam had this story, and it was like they wanted to get their opinions or whatever, and Sam was like, no, I'm not comfortable working with you, because it was like Google or something, and Cenk's like, yeah, no, let's do it, da da da. I forgot, I am totally screwing up this story. But they know shit like that. They know behind the scenes shit like that. So I think that's the other reason why they don't want to talk to them, because they would out all their dirty laundry. They have outed like some of their dirty laundry, so I think they would continue to do so. And so I think that's another reason they don't want to talk to them, because they know all the shit behind the scenes. They've worked with them. They've been there. And so I think that's the other reason why they don't want to do it, because they could ruin, they probably could single-handedly ruin them.
Just won't do it. Because it's just, I mean, at least Cenk tried to offer an explanation there, and it was just like she didn't want to fucking talk about it at all.
Yeah, again, I think part of it is because she knows she is really vulnerable to criticisms, and she's a massive hypocrite, and so she actually has to.
I remember Sam talking about that. You're pretty spot on from what I remember. Thank you. Sometimes, like, I try to start explaining something and then, like, I'm like, oh, I don't know, I don't remember, or I get it all mixed up, and so I just feel like it comes out really bad. So there we go. I'll testify on Congress. Yes, that's what it was. Thank you. I'll testify in Congress on your behalf, Google. Yes. Cenk was going to testify in Congress on, yes. And I remember Sam being like, he's so delusional to think that they actually like wanted him to do that, or that they would tell him to do that. I remember now. Sam was talking about just how delusional Cenk is. Because I think that's when Francesca was on, and she was talking about just how delusional he is, and she never really realized that he actually believed, like when he ran for Congress he was going to change things, or like he actually believed if he ran for president like it was going to move Biden to the left or whatever. Like he actually believed this shit, and that, oh god, yes. And then that's why Sam told that story of like he was so delusional because he really thought he was going to like change things up and that he was gonna like testify on behalf of Google. Oh god. And he was entertaining it. Cenk was entertaining it, and Sam was like, no, I'm not doing this. And so that's what I'm saying. I don't know if Cenk has ever had any real morals, or I think he's always been a capitalist, and that's what his views are gonna go around. So if things start going in the right-wing direction, if things are going in the fasci direction, if they have to start having right-wing framing on things to get poly market money, they will. So yeah, God, yes, thank you for that. Thank you. He thought if he won a seat in Congress that they would let him introduce he thought that if he won a seat in Congress that they would let him introduce the articles of impeachment for Trump. Like, he's so delusional. Like, he really is delusional. Like, he legit believes this shit, which is kind of crazy, man. I mean, I'm not gonna lie. It's a little fucking crazy. But that's what I'm saying. Like, they know this shit. And Francesca knows a lot of this shit, too. So they know a lot of this shit behind the scenes. And they have a lot of stories that they can tell, I bet. And the more stories they tell, the worse it looks for Cenk and Anna. And so I do think that's a big reason why they're not going on there. Because I think they're right. I think Cenk would go on there because I think Cenk is delusional enough to think he would come out looking good. But I think Anna knows better. And so Anna's like, no, we're not going to go on there because they probably know too much. It's kind of sad too. Yeah, no, it is sad. It is sad because TYT is kind of like what, I talked about this the other day. TYT was a part of what got me into like the leftist sphere and everything. And so it is sad. It is really sad. Like it is very sad. But even when I started watching them, there were a lot of people who were like, one day you will grow out of watching TYT. Like one day you will see that they're not as like leftist or progressive as you think. And then that day did come. That day did come. And I was like, oh, okay. Yeah, they were right. Yeah, people were right. But yeah, it is sad. It is very sad to see.
Engaged with somebody from the left, it's not just going to be her going on there to be like, I was a naive little girl when I first met Cenk, and I let him poison me with all of his leftist propaganda, but now I'm grown, and I have real things to do, and I have real...
Is Cenk still going to the Supreme Court to argue that he's allowed to be president, or did he drop that immediately? That is such a good question. That is such a good question. I forgot he said that. Oh my god, that is such a great question. I definitely think he dropped it. He definitely dropped it immediately. Definitely. That's a great question. I definitely think he dropped that immediately. I think that was just grandstanding. But that's hilarious. Thank you for that, because that's a great question.
Feel understanding of the world, and I don't feel safe when I go outside, and neither do millions of Americans. And that's why
the question of the night right there, honestly. Maybe he'll team up with Elon on that. Oh. don't even say that. Don't even say that, because in this twisted timeline, literally that would happen. And he would be like, I don't understand why people are calling me out. Why are you calling me out? That would literally happen. Like, I can literally see that happening right now. Oh my god. Okay, let's see. Let's see what else they're gonna say, because I think that might have been it.
Had to stand up to this woke left mob.
But yeah, let me pull this one up real quick, and we can take a look at the way Cenk discussed the Majority Report crew not that long ago. As you said, Zach,
okay.
This was on Thanksgiving.
They're doing some old. Okay, I guess we can watch this real quick.
Jumped in, and Lance from the Serfs and all the other little dirtbags jumped in.
God, I'm so excited for Thanksgiving this year. I can't wait. I feel bad for Hassan. I really do. I feel so bad for Hassan. This is probably going to hurt his soul this year. But yeah, it's going to be entertaining. That's for sure.
And they were like, no, Cenk and Tanner are turning away. The 13 douchebags are right. We need to protect every
Okay. Listen, we got.
No, did you see what he was saying? Did you see what he was saying? This is... I'm actually really glad that they brought this up, because this is how they were acting. This is how they were acting. They are sitting here and they're getting mad at leftists because we're like, hey, stop being bigoted towards trans people. Stop saying this shit about trans people. And then he's over here like, oh, they told me to include trans people. Ah. Dude, you look insane. Like, you are a grown man. You are a grown man crying because people told you not to, not to exclude trans people and actually be like the progressive you say you are. Like, what the fuck? Oh, Lord. Right. I hope Thanksgiving actually happens and Cenk doesn't chicken out. Honestly? You never know, because I remember this one, and I remember watching this one, and this one was hard enough for Hassan, I think. There were many points where Hassan just had to be like, oh, God. Like, okay, can we just move on? Like, oh, God, I don't know what to say. Because Cenk kept bringing it back to everyone online, and he couldn't get over it. And he's like, yeah, well, the dirtbag left, the Max left, they just keep talking about me. And it's like, dude, your nephew is trying to have a conversation with you, and you like literally, he is very Trumpian. He just like, he can't get over people who he thinks have slighted him. If he thinks somebody has slighted him, he can't deal with it. And this is a 55-year-old man acting like exactly. This is a 55-year-old man acting like this. Oh, wow. He's trying to bully trans people. Like, Jesus Christ. Like, grow up, man. Grow up. You look silly. You look so silly.
Okay. Even in China.
Okay.
We don't have nothing to do with China.
You gotta
we
stop.
hate them. They're Nazis.
He's not even making sense. Like, that. None of that made sense. He said that the dirtbag left went after him because he doesn't want people in China to get trans surgeries. What? What? This doesn't make any sense.
Okay. Also, can we talk about the transphobia present in that right there? What is his big beef with the left? Oh, we're crying about how trans people need health care? I thought you were the Medicare for all guy. What am I like going around being like, I hate people with glasses. Fuck you, Four Eyes. Medicare for all except optometry. Okay, fuck you. Yeah, I want you to see blurry, pal. Fuck you. I need that. They cry around. Yeah. I just want people to have glasses. I want them to be able to see. Like, that was...
It was literally like a temper tantrum. It was literally a temper tantrum. Like... It was legit a temper tantrum that made no sense. It's like, you're being transphobic. You're mad people are calling you out for being transphobic, and then you have a temper tantrum. No, Zach is cracking me up too. That made me laugh so hard.
Be ridiculous, right? That's essentially what you're doing. Trans healthcare is just healthcare. It's just something that you've decided to have a petty bullshit grievance with.
Yes,
yeah,
exactly.
He literally went full like Eric Cartman in that clip. It's so funny. We honestly should watch it again. But yeah, and it's like he's so pissed because Sam Sear called him a Nazi, which he didn't. But in this,
he says that too at the end. He's like, and then they think I'm a Nazi. It's like, dude, God, I forgot just how crazy this was. I'm glad they played this. I forgot just how crazy this was.
Like 13 seconds, he's called all these critics of his douchebags and grifters, and what was the other one? He just said something else.
Yeah, here, we'll play it again. You guys can hear.
You gotta stop. Hate them. They're Nazis.
You gotta okay.
I mean, I'm 100% right. Every dirtbag show did it.
You gotta.
Every dirtbag show did it. Tell me I'm wrong.
This is.
It's also hilarious because everybody already reclaimed and stopped using the term dirtbag leftist maybe 7 years ago. Dirtbag left, man. That hasn't been something that anybody cared about since 2018.
Well, that's because the dirtbag left made it actually cool to be the dirtbag left. They tried to use that to smear Chapo and stuff.
That's what I said. They reclaimed it and then nobody used it.
Yeah, exactly. It's not an insult
anymore.
No. It's I mean, if someone wanted to put us in that group of podcasts, I would be honored. I'd be like, oh, you think of us in the same thought as Chapo and shit? Hell yeah, bro. Think of me fondly.
Oh my God,
an issue that is now we've moved away from the electoral consequences of a trans ad to your own personal anger and frustration that you have with left-wing media online.
Boom. Anyways, no, I don't reach out to people who've attacked me. It only.
Okay, that was great. That was a great juxtaposition of him literally having a temper tantrum and calling all these him literally having a temper tantrum and then coming back to saying, I don't talk to people who are mean to me.
Urges it, right? And it makes you, and it's weakness. It just doesn't make any sense, guys. But on the other hand, if you're saying to them, hey, what the hell? Why did you guys call them right-wingers when that's not within a million miles of truth?
God, he's more delusional than I thought. Okay, that is by. Are you kidding me? Anna's a right winger. Okay. Anna is a certified right winger. I don't care what she says. I don't care what anybody says. She is a certified right winger, 100% every day of my life. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? Come on, man. Come on. She sat here and was like, Tucker Carlson's so humble. Oh, Tucker Carlson. Give me a fucking break, man. No.
Makes sense. You should ask them that. Are they still lying about it to this?
Being critical of me? Being critical of them. That's Cenk's motto, right? You want me to answer for something? I don't do that, bro. Ask them to answer for some shit.
I do not take any accountability.
Yeah, also, you literally broke bread with Charlie Kirk, Dr. Phil. What
the hell happened to Cenk and Anna? I don't know, man. I don't know. Apparently, Anna said someone called her a birthing person in her doctor's office, and that's literally what started all of this. I find that hard to believe. See, I don't know. I think Anna's turn to the right wing is a lot more calculated than maybe Cenk's. I think this for Anna was very calculated. But that's just my personal opinion. Yeah, I don't know what happened to them. I don't know. They're just God damn. It's so wild to watch. And it's so funny when he's like, we're not right wingers. And I'm like, you kind of are though, or you're comfortable in those spaces and you're comfortable excusing what they believe and you're comfortable playing down what they believe. And I just and Anna believes a lot of this shit. Anna's been so she's been so wishy-washy on the whole immigration thing. She's been like, yeah, no, I mean, we shouldn't treat them the way they're treating them. But also there's all these criminals and we need to get them out here. And there's gangs and there's blah, blah, blah. It's like, okay. So you're just trying to both sides this issue while there's literal people getting kidnapped in the middle of the street. Okay, great. Thank you.
I don't remember. PBD. You're saying none of those people ever said anything?
She didn't even get called that. It was just on paperwork. It's such an insane thing to get upset about. I just again, I feel like this all comes back to white fragility. It really does. It just comes back to white fragility. It's are you so fragile? Is your femininity so fragile that you are offended by being called a birthing person on a piece of paper? Give me a break.
critical of you. They never disagreed with you publicly.
Only because you were irrelevant and they didn't know who the fuck you were until you were
But
like,
I think they literally have. I'm pretty sure all those people at some point or another have called Cenk stupid, or at least
To bring up for no reason on Twitter and then be mad that people disagree. Yeah, and also, like, this is why I think it was calculated, because she knew people were going to get upset. She knew this was going to be provocative. She knew that people were going to call her out. She knew that's what was going to happen. Like, she knew. She had to have known. She's not dumb. Okay? She knew this was going to happen. And so this crazy, just, like, rewriting of history and just this crazy, like trying to act like they're the victims in all this is wild to me, because I'm like, she put that tweet up there. She started talking about all this. She started being anti-trans and she started doing all of this. And now she wants to act like she's the victim because people rightfully called her out for that. Because she knew when she posted this shit that people are going to be upset. She knew it. She's not dumb. She knew this is what was going to happen on the internet, and she did it anyway. And so that's what I'm saying. It had to have been calculated. And to act like she's the victim in all this after they have been extremely transphobic for the past few years, and even Anna spreading the Venezuelan gang conspiracy theory. Like, come on, give me, like, it. No. This shit's disgusting, and people are calling you out rightly for it.
he's called his ideas stupid.
You say she's not dumb, but she swears otherwise.
Like, to act like Sam and Emma were attacking him more than they've received attacks from the right-wing media historically, which is immense. Like,
yeah, and now they're buddy with all the people that used to attack them and call them names. It's like, okay, no. This is mutually beneficial for you and the people on the right wing that you're chumming it up with. It is mutually beneficial, which is why you are doing this. It is not mutually beneficial for you to be nice or talk to people on the left, because people on the left are going to call out your bullshit. They're going to call your bullshit, and they're not going to sit here and let you keep going after trans people. They're just not going to do that. And so they're going to call your bullshit. So now it's not mutually beneficial for you to be friendly with them or to collaborate with them.
I've been around for fucking 10 years or more on this space. I remember when tons of right-wingers would shit on TYT constantly. They want to act like they've been specifically victimized by people like Sam and Emma, just because they dared to disagree with them a few times and voice their own alternative opinion, and then challenge them to a discussion where they could say it to their face.
To say, I don't know. Probably. Because honestly, in my experience, they've been giant liars. So you should ask them to reconcile and apologies if they have any decency and morality and honesty.
If they
have anything. It's funny. Cenk he just calls everybody liars. Like, just anyone who has said anything about how he acts behind the scenes, they're all just liars. Is Hassan a liar? Did Hassan lie about how you treated him when he was your employee? I don't know, man.
have any decency, honor, and morality, Sam Sear will apologize for disagreeing with his colleague Cenk Uygur.
He's not even really a colleague, just somebody who's in the same space as him, right? They live on different coasts of the United States. I don't know how often Sam goes to Los Angeles. I would imagine pretty rarely. I don't know how much time Cenk spends in Brooklyn. I imagine not a ton. Really, to the extent that they're colleagues, or just that they exist in the same ecosystem on the internet. Really, like, it would be like somebody who, you know, exists out there calling out the Vanguard. It's like, most of the time we just let that go. People call us out all the time.
Yeah, 100%. And again, like, I mean, I would get Cenk if someone asks him, like, are you going to debate the Vanguard? I kind of get him being like, all right, no, I'm not going to do that. But fucking Sam Cedar and Emma Vigeland, like, they're way more serious than we are.
Well, and like, again, the beef is not really with them. I would say if you would talk to Anna, God, why do I keep doing this? If you would talk to Emma and Sam, they would tell you that, like, there's no beef, there's no whatever. It's literally just like, they think what you're saying is harmful, and they think that the right-wing framing that you're putting on a lot of issues nowadays is harmful, and so they're gonna call that out. And that's probably what they would say. That's what they have said. And they sometimes make jokes that's, you know, sometimes they'll play like the Poly Market Studio thing. They'll be like, Poly Market Studio, as like a sound drop, and that is really funny. So they make little jokes here and there about Cenk and Anna. But for the most part, they don't really talk about them that much anymore. And when they do, it is because they have a serious disagreement, and it's because they think what they're saying is harmful. And so like, it's just crazy to me because, and that's always usually in the fun half. It's not even in the, like, the beginning half, in the free half. And so like, it's just so stupid because Cenk literally calls out people all the time. Like, that's like his, I feel like that's like his bread and butter now. He loves to call out people and like cause drama with the left, and now he wants them to apologize because they're like, because they call him out sometimes, and usually very mildly, because they disagree with their harmful rhetoric. Crazy.
We acknowledge that we're, the ambulance chasers and the shit talkers and the muckrakers. Like, Sam and him are actually doing really good fucking work.
Yeah.
They were just in Chicago covering the DSA convention. They did excellent work. Obviously covering the election of Zoran Mamdani. They've been having great candidates on. I forget the gentleman's name, but they just interviewed the dude who's running up in Minneapolis.
Yes,
who's a Democratic
I saw
socialist,
that.
right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, no, they do really good work. I love the Majority Report. I try to watch them every day. But yeah, I do. That was crazy. That was crazy. I love the Vanguard. Glad that they reacted to that. But yeah, that was crazy. Cenk and Anna are just like, they're so, yeah, I don't know. They're just so delusional, and they're so like, they just can't take the hit to their ego. It's kind of wild how much resentment they have to the online left. And again, I think it's just because they feel like they're owed something, and they feel like everyone on the left is not like bending the knee to them. And they feel like they're owed that. And I don't think they are. I think when you have bad takes and when you're spreading harmful rhetoric, you deserve to get called out, and that's what's going to happen. And if you don't want to change your behavior, then you're going to keep getting called out. I don't know. I don't know, man. All this it's all on the internet. People can go look at Cenk's temper tantrum and see just how insane he's been and just how belligerent he's been to everybody else.